FM, the people's favorite gospel station.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production of Glory 93.9 FM.
You're under an open heaven where His glory shall be revealed, where the sin sick soul shall heal. We are under an open heaven. We are under an open heaven. We are under an open heaven where His power shall overflow, where the broken shall be made whole. Yeah, we are under an open heaven. Yeah, we are under an open heaven. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, my mama. Oh, we are under an open heaven. Oh, yeah, yeah. Pour out your power on us. Oh, pour it out. Oh, we are under an open. Oh, pour it out. Rain on your people, we are. Oh, rain on us. We need your power, oh God. Oh, we need you, God. We know you're able, Jesus. Oh, cover us, God. Oh, cover us, Lord. Oh, shower down, Lord. Rain on your people, we are. Yes, we are. We need your glory, God. Oh, shower. Reveal your power, oh God. Hey, we are. Yes, we are.
All of you. It is 9:06 in the morning. If you have to be to work at night, you are officially late. Your older mindset is going to tell them in the day, it's going to be 9. Open heaven. Open heaven.
Yes, as we lift our voices to give you praise, you pay.
My God. Praising in the morning. Can you imagine? That's you wake up in the morning, you sing an open heaven. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Psalms, Isaiah 64. He said, oh, that you may rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you may tear it open and come down. Oh, that you may rend the heavens. I'm going through the problems of my business. Open heaven. Going through the problems of my marriage. Open heaven. My countries are going under. Open heaven. The ministry don't seem like it's going right. Open heaven. My bank account don't look right. Open heaven. The light is off. Open heaven. My son, my daughter's going astray. Open heaven. Open heaven. Oh, that you may rend the heavens and come down. Come down. Come and sup with us, Emmanuel. God with us. Holy Spirit inside of us. Open heaven. My God, my God, my God. Signs and wonders. You need some signs and some wonders today. Miracle signs and wonders. Yeah. Miracles, signs, and wonders. Signs and wonders. Hallelujah. Miracles, signs, and wonders. Oh my God. Open up heaven. My God, this does something to me in the morning. Can you imagine singing Open Heaven early in the morning? Can you imagine hoping that heaven is open? You go to cook breakfast and find out there isn't any more grits, no more cornflakes, no more eggs. But when you look in the cupboard again, miracle signs and wonders, that means it's all there. If God can cause you to find $10, He can cause you to find 10,000. What did they say about your mortgage? It's in foreclosure. Let me tell you something. It's not in foreclosure, it's in foreknowledge. Not in foreclosure. Your mortgage is in foreknowledge, the foreknowledge of God. He knew that He could actually pay the bill way before you even asked Him. Your mortgage is not in foreclosure. It's in foreknowledge. You need to understand the foreknowledge of God, the supremacy of God. Whatever is not a face of sin, you got to believe Him anyhow. No matter what they say, believe Him. No matter what they say, you got to trust God anyhow. Whatever they say, believe God. However they say it, believe God. He who comes to God must first believe that He exists and that He's rewarded them that diligently seek Him. Whatever they say, believe God. They call you stupid, say, yeah, I'm stupid for God. Oh, God, I feel like preaching up in here. I really ain't no preacher. I didn't even know how to preach. I just talk. I do talk really. I don't preach. But since He used a donkey, I'll give it a try. Listen, let me say good morning to all of you guys. Those of you out there, I found myself in the midst of many behemoths yesterday, disturbed by the arrest of and the detainment of 11 persons who were part of a local political party, namely the Democratic National Alliance. And I went to Bay Street like many other persons who would have gone yesterday and asked the same question to Mary Mitchell, the superintendent at Central Police Station. I spoke to several officers there yesterday, and also talked to so many persons out there who were somewhat disturbed. I have mixed views about things. I'm a little bit strange. Everybody know I'm an oxymoron. I'm kind of crazy a little bit. And when people gather, sometimes what seems like for gathering's sake, it kind of disturbs me. When people gather with the whole mindset that there's something going on that demands the attention of all behemoths, I show up. I didn't show up yesterday because I needed to be showcased. I showed up yesterday because I believe that there are moments in history when every behemoth should actually stand up. And I want to say to all the people who are really upset about the fact that Arintia and Omar Rose were locked up yesterday, I want to say that Hillary DeVoe was also locked up yesterday. I want to say that's the best thing could happen for the DNA, man. Jesus God, stop crying. Stop crying, man. That's the best thing that would happen for Arintia. That's a blow for democracy. People start crying about things, and I want to set the stage because I bring in my friend in a second. But that's a blow for democracy, man. A young man said to me, he's supposed to be one of Arintia bodyguards. This young man named Sheldon. Let me call his name out today. I said, how come you ain't locked up? He said, ain't that stupid? I said, you missed the whole picture? I said, you missed the whole idea of why she's detained? You ain't no bodyguard. You're just a body. Just a body. You're not a bodyguard. You missed the picture, Sheldon. And I want to roll back on you because you missed the big picture. Too many people went out there to do selfies yesterday. They missed, trapped in every moment are monuments. And I'm old enough to say what I'm saying because I really, really, really sometimes wonder why we do what we do. But I have a revolutionary, but I think he used to be very revolutionary. That's when he was young. He had no white in his bed and them kind of things. I brought a friend of mine in studio today, and I normally say we go way back, and there's people who come inside the studio. Ellswood and I go back, but we don't go back as far. Marvin Dames and I go back further than Cassius and I. People who come in the studio, I often say that, we go way back, but Cassius and I go way, way back. And Cassius Stewart is the leader of the defunct, now revived BDM party, Hamas Democratic movement. Cassius Stewart was reunited yesterday. I was smiling. Cassius showed me a picture in his phone yesterday, and I was singing to myself, "Reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited, now we understand." Listen, I was singing "Reunited" yesterday because Cassius took a picture with Omar Spit, and you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. I was trying to get Cassius and Omar married again a few years ago, a few months ago, and Omar had to go to jail to take a picture with Cassius. Boy, let me tell you, life is funny, but it ain't no joke. Listen, Cassius Stewart, welcome to National Access again. Listen, you guys, Delton, before we start, Cassius Stewart caused me to kick up Zedness. I want to make sure everybody know what the story is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I am a Cassius Stewart caused me to kick up Zedness. Let me put this on Cassius so that he caused me to kick up Zedness. Welcome to National Access, man.
Adrian, it's always a pleasure to be here. And when we get together, when me and you get together, we cause problems. And yes, I did cause you get kicked off of Zedness. And after me and your show, they run you. They run you off of Zedness. But we were speaking the truth.
Tell you.
We were speaking the truth.
My God, we said at that time that probably one of the worst things that could happen to this country.
Yep.
With Dr. Menace becoming prime minister.
And we were the ones saying that, listen, this guy was dangerous. This guy should never be elected to parliament. But before I go on, let me say good morning to everybody. Good morning to Bahamas. Good morning to the listening audience, people all over the Commonwealth, and all of my supporters, members, and officers, family members, and friends. Listen, good morning. This is a great day to be alive.
My God, man, you sound like you're preaching already.
Because God has given me life.
My God.
And sometimes we take for granted life. You know, I tell everybody the story. I am in mourning right now because I'm burying my father on Friday.
Man, listen, hold on. I called you, and I am when I found out that your father had passed, I really it hurt me that I didn't get you in time. I found out 2 days later.
Yeah,
and so my condolences to you and to your family.
Thank you so much.
Please know that my best goes with you, and I know you're a soldier. I don't know what it means to bury your father as close as you were to your dad. And so from all the people of National Access, Global Ministries, and my entire Operation Southern Bahamas team, we convey our condolences to you, even here in the studio here at 93.9 Glory FM.
Thank you so much. You know, for me, it's never easy. It's not easy. This is the first time I'm having to bury a parent. But I know that one of the things that my father was passionate about was about this country, was about justice and righteousness and standing up for what is right. And as long as God give me the ability to talk, I will continue to talk and speak about the injustices in this country. And, you know, Adrian, what is really heartbreaking to me is the fact that while we out there campaigning and fighting and talking about all of these natural resources and injustice, we didn't stop to think about how we going to enjoy these things if we all sick and dying.
My God, man.
You know, and so for me, you know, it's a rude awakening, because when you have a society where about 70% of the population are either on hypertension medication or diabetes medication, it goes to show you that the entire country is sick.
My God.
We have some of the highest clusters of cancer coming out of Grand Bahama and out of Eleuthera. And so while we say we're fighting for all these things, if there's no one here to enjoy it, then what are we doing it for?
My God.
So we got to make our country a healthy country again. And so for me, my message is I have declared war on cancer. I have declared war on hypertension and diabetes. And we got to do whatever it takes as a government, as a citizen, as a people to fight these things. Because in order for us to enjoy all the luxuries of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, we got to be in healthy conditions to enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
And so we got to make sure that we monitor everything that comes into our country, whether it's the chicken, the beef, the steak, the vegetables. We got to make sure that everything meets a high standard. We cannot continue to import products that are second grade, third grade, fourth grade. If it's not top notch, we got to say, don't bring it. We got to make sure that everything that Bahamians consume, whether they live in East Street or Life at Key, it is top grade. We got to make sure that we could allow and continue to grow more organic food so that we can produce a healthier citizen. We got to make sure that we grow our own crops. Our farmers in Eleuthera, our farmers in Andros, our farmers all over the country, we got to give them the support they need to be able to produce the crop. Our trade deficit is $2.4 billion, Adrian, right now. That means all of the food we're bringing in the tune every year is about $2 billion worth of food. Now, what we have to do is we have to cut that trade deficit down by producing our own food, producing our own lettuce, tomatoes, our own crops, our own vegetables. And once we do that, Adrian, I believe that we can begin to produce a healthier citizen. And so for us in the BDM, we have a policy of number one. And one of those policies is to make sure that we become number one in everything. And number one in being able to produce your own food and sustaining yourself, but also the healthiest country in the region. I want healthy citizens. I mean, what good is it there to be a prime minister and leading a country where everybody's sick? So we got to fix that. And so for the Bahamas Democratic Movement,
you could be a doctor.
You might as well be a doctor. Because if we don't fix our citizenry, if we don't fight this diabetes and hypertension and cholesterol, cancer and all these things that are killing us as a people, it doesn't make sense how much we work on the economy. It doesn't make sense how much we promote us in tourism.
I have to agree with you, my friend. I am somebody saying good morning to Austin, good morning to Joshua Russell, good morning to Dolores and all these people who are watching online. Somebody's agreeing with you, but they also put a spin. They said we have to declare war on mental health here in our country also.
Yeah,
somebody was actually going through.
That is another disease that we have to, and see a lot of people break down mentally because they can't deal with what's going on physically.
That's right.
And so when you have a lot of problems in your physical body, it materializes mentally as well. And so there's a strong correlation between mental health and physical health. And so we got to understand that. For me, I am not a doctor. I live with a doctor and I am in the medical field. But I understand what needs to be done because I see it every day. I mean, just about out of the 10 men I know who are close to me, probably 7 of them on hypertension medicine.
My God.
And so that's a sign that something is wrong.
I know.
And I could speak.
know, but that.
If I ask everybody who's listening to me if they know somebody or some family member who's been affected by cancer, I am sure if we could see their hands, everybody's hands would go up.
No
because
doubt,
this
no
is a
doubt.
problem that is eating our society away.
No
And
doubt.
so as the leader of a political party, while I understand the need to balance our budget and while I understand the need to fix the deficit, to fix the economy, what are we and who are we fixing it for if we ain't gonna be here?
You know, I'm amazed at the thought. Several years ago, the Holy Spirit asked me a question based on some things that's in the Bible. And for those of you who understand spiritual things, this question will make sense to you.
Mm.
The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance. His
Yes.
children, his children's children. But if his children are dead before him,
Yes,
where does the inheritance go?
exactly.
A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's children. That's 3 generations.
Mhm, mhm.
The good man, his children, and his grandchildren. So that's 3 generations. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But if the good man is dead
Yes, yes.
and he has if the good man is living and his son is dead, where does the inheritance go?
Yeah.
Because that is the question that you bring up today. Our children seem to be dying faster than our parents.
Exactly, Adrian. And so, as a political leader in this country, we have to really begin to put priorities where priorities need to be. We got to speak truth. When you look at the amount of people that are dying in our country, you see, we're being wiped out either by some design or then you have a next constituency of young men that are not waiting for the disease to hit them. They're killing themselves on the street,
My God.
gunshot.
My
And
God.
so they're slaughtering each other on the street every day. We cannot sustain, our population has not grown. We have a negative population growth.
My God.
And so how do we build a country for the future if everybody's dying? A lot of women are dying from cancer. The men are dying from prostate, pancreatic cancer. The younger men are killing each other on the street because they're in some rivalry or some gang or some issues. How do we build a country that way? And so for me, I'm saying to the Bahamas, it is time for us to wake up. We have to wake up. We got to fix ourselves. We have to stop being greedy with money, because we all like the money talk. We like the money talk. But you can't enjoy the money. Your children can't enjoy the money if you're dead. You understand? And so we got to be able to fix our country. That's the first priority we got to do. Next priority, agents, we got to fix the economy, because we got to put people back to work. The problem is, if they are unproductive, if they're unhealthy, then they can't really perform. So everything works in tandem. We got to make sure that we can produce healthy, productive citizens, because the next revolution is taking our country from where it is now to a different dispensation. And so within this new dispensation, we requiring you to build your country. There are some things that was laid out to us by our founding fathers. They gave us a document, Adrian, and I just wish every Bahamian would have read it and studied it, but I want to encourage every Bahamian to read and study it. It is our preamble. And it outlines some things, and it says to us as a citizen that, listen, our national success, Adrian Francis, will be guaranteed by a national commitment. Listen to the word now. A national commitment. Everybody is committed to self-discipline. We cannot succeed if we are undisciplined. We cannot be undisciplined in our churches. We cannot be undisciplined on the streets. We cannot be undisciplined on the schools. In the schools, we got to be disciplined across the board. Our success is guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline. Industry. That's a word that is not even a part of our dialogue. Industry. What we believe in the Bahamas Democratic Movement is we're going to turn our islands into industries. And we're going to make sure.
Okay, before
We're going to, hold on, let me finish this thought. Let me finish my thought. We got to make sure that our industries comes out of the belly of our natural resources.
We probably get deep into the plan of the BDM. I want to have a conversation, man. We had.
And you can let me preach. I can preach.
Yeah, I want you to preach the gospel of the BDM.
I got that too.
Listen, Delton. Cash is this is his first time in this studio. I believe Cash is in all that you've said. I've given my priorities over to Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson every Thursday night. Operation Sovereign Bahamas have a Constitution class. Every Thursday night, we deal with the Constitution.
Yes.
We go through the Constitution,
Yes,
Article
yes.
24, Article 7.1. We go through, and I believe in the mission statement of our Constitution, which of course is the preamble. And I think it's almost crazy. We went through that line upon line, and we went through the preamble line upon line on Friday.
Are you ready to preach on that right now? You stopped my message.
yeah.
I was right in the middle of preaching.
Yeah, we did the preamble line upon line on. We are going to continue that on this coming Friday.
Yes.
Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson is the best there is
Mhm.
when it comes to the Constitution. He eats and drinks the Constitution. Let's talk. Let's come back a bit. And have a simple conversation about the Bahamas. I believe, first of all, it's the best sport on earth. I visited the world,
Mhm.
and I believe that the Bahamas is the best sport on earth. Take yourself back to high school, and imagine graduating high school or your first 3 years at Bahamas Trade Ministries. Is this the Bahamas you saw?
No. What we're experiencing today is not the Bahamas that I saw. This is not the Bahamas that I believed in. This is not the Bahamas that I grew up in. What we've evolved to is a confused country. And that is primarily because the leadership of the country is confused.
Mm-hmm.
The leadership doesn't have an appreciation for which direction it wants to go in. And so I believe that the Prime Minister wakes up every morning trying to figure out what to say, what to do. And that's really the fundamental problem. As a leader of a country, you have to know exactly what you're doing, not just every day in advance, 5, 10 years in advance. You have to know where we're going to go. So you got to be a chess player. You got to know how to make moves, 10 moves down the road. This guy don't even know how to play checkers, because we are at a crossroad. I mean, the people protest 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. And you can decide to disrupt them for no apparent reason because they were unlawfully assembled. But their preamble, their constitution affords them the right to assemble and to free speech. Then on top of that, Adrian, the same man violates the COVID rules that he himself has laid down. He went on the radio, on the TV, and said he goes out every morning 4:30 to jog, which is a violation of the protocols.
The Bahamas that you,
But
that you say-
he's not been arrested.
the Bahamas that you say, because we can get to Arente Kumalafi in a minute, and that whole fiasco. The Bahamas that you didn't see, based on one you wanted to see. What has been the greatest challenge you have seen in terms of how we have evolved as a nation? What is the greatest challenge you've seen?
I think the greatest challenge is building our human capital. I think while we are so busy focused on everything else, we have not done what we need to do to build the human capital across the board. When I started this journey in 2000, Dion Folks was the then Minister of Education. And I challenged him because the national average was a D. 21 years later, the national average is still a D. There has been no advancement, no improvement at the educational level of our country. And so when you really want to build a country, you cannot build a country if the people are not productive, the people are not a part of the dialogue. And so what you have done is basically created a constituency of people who can't even get into the conversation because they're not educationally astute. We got to make sure that everybody's a part of the conversation. And so we have to stop dumbing down education. What we did in our BGCSE is that we've lowered the floor because everybody was on the bottom. So because they couldn't get a D, we made it E, F, and G. So the grade levels dropped all the way down to probably a Z by now. You see, you can't dumb down education. We got to pull them up. And so we got to make sure that as a part of our development, we have to create an intelligentsia class. That class comes from the rural areas like Camp Road, like Bain Town. And so we got to make sure that we create that. And so for me, the deficiency in the human resource is our greatest travesty. Not the fact that we are not maximizing our natural resource, the deficiency in the human resource. Because if that deficiency lingers, other people will take advantage of all the natural resources because we don't have the capacity to do it.
I think you are so right, because I think we've underestimated who we are.
As a people.
People always talk about our airspace, our sea lanes, and the things that make us so rightfully geographically centered. Nevertheless, though, the Bahamian people, if you can produce one, you can produce 1,000.
Exactly.
If you can produce one Shawnee Miller,
Yeah.
you can produce 1,000 Shawnees.
Self-discipline.
One Marion rule.
Self-discipline.
And I when the preamble goes the route of self-discipline, then it goes to industry. It's almost as if everything, the loyalty, unity, Christian values, and the rule of law.
Mhm.
The weird part is this, though. When the preamble goes in the direction that it goes in, it starts with discipline,
Mhm.
and then it goes to industry.
Yep.
You say that ignored more than anything else is our human capital.
Yes.
Ignored by us, but not by the world.
No, they know. They know.
The world knows because our intellectual capacity, our intellectual capital is leaving the country, not coming back.
You see, while we have over the last 40 years been excavating and exporting the raw material and our natural resources, we've also been excavating and exporting the raw natural resource in terms of talent. So some of the best doctors and nurses and engineers and teachers have been exported out of the country, never to come back. And so what we have to do, though, we have to follow that code, discipline. Shawnee Miller is at the top of her game is because she is disciplined.
No doubt.
You cannot achieve what she has achieved if you are not disciplined. And so in order for us to raise the Bahamas to a higher level, in order for that human capital to be at its maximum capacity, self-discipline must be at the driving force. So we have to instill in our nation the importance of self-discipline.
Guys,
That's the only way we're going to be the best.
you listen to Cassius Theo, the leader of the Bahamas Democratic Movement. Adrian Francis in your company. Cassius, I believe that the opposite of self-discipline is not lack of discipline. I believe the opposite of self-discipline is distraction. I believe we have a distracted people. I believe distraction is designed to destroy destiny. Only discipline attracts destiny. And when you find persons who are disciplined, you find them at the highest level of their game. More times than not, people say, I want to start a talk show. I say, yeah, but you don't understand. I've been doing it for 40 years. I've been around the media for 37 years of my life. I've been around cameras and everything else for almost discipline.
Discipline.
Now, you have a beautiful daughter. I'd like to brag about your daughters because your daughters, Cassie and Kelly, those they are very, very smart children. I get up on the fact that someone said to me yesterday, I asked about the Ministry of Education to my other guest yesterday. What do you do about education? They started to blame the Ministry of Education for the D system or blame the former ministers of education. But Jerome Fitzgerald had a son who was a swim champion, 4.0 student. And it seems as if the parents were responsible for increasing the discipline of the child.
Yep.
Do we leave the discipline factor to teachers you don't know, to the Burballs who was a pedophile in Grand Bahama? You don't know who's in the school system, but you want to leave your education, the children's future, to teachers who you don't know. And we have some good teachers in our country. I only go on Barbawal because I'm sick of the fact that we bring these teachers to this country, we don't vet them properly. But anyhow, what role does the parents play in this discipline factor?
Listen, there are three main elements that really responsible for the end product. It's always the end game you're trying to get.
Yes.
And so you have input in the manufacturing process.
Yes.
Input, throughput, and output. Input is the student. Throughput is the school system, the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
And then you get the output. But you also have the parents playing a fundamental role. In my home, my wife is basically the disciplinarian in terms of school.
And the smart one in the house.
Yeah, she's a smart one, right? She's the principal. We call her the principal, right? And so,
by the way, Charmaine, good morning to you, Charmaine. I love you.
Yes, good morning, darling.
I haven't seen you for a couple of months, but I love you still.
Yes. So I know my role. The kids last night, Cassidy was like, Daddy, I need you to help me with my homework. I was out all day on the radio protests and so on and so on. When I went home, I had to help her with the homework.
Yes.
That's our responsibility. We got to make sure that they're at the top of their game. And it takes discipline. And so for us, we got to teach our children that, listen, if you got something to do, you got to take care of your priorities. We have to make sure that at every level of that manufacturing process, which we call producing a healthy student, that we are refining. In management, we call it Six Sigma. It's called 6 standard deviation to on the bell curve. In other words, let me explain it. And for every 1 millionth unit of production, there's 0 deficit.
Yes.
So how do we create for every 1 million students we could produce an A student? So we have to incorporate what we call a Six Sigma methodology, where we go after and strategically design our systems to be able to produce those healthy students. Part of that is refining our teachers, making sure that they are always at the top of their game. But they too got to be comfortable in their skins and feel comfortable that their work is being valued. Because a lot of times teachers feel that they're undervalued. They got to feel appreciated. And so we got to make sure at all levels. But I also said this one time ago, about 10 years ago, I had a meeting with the BUT union leaders at the time. And I said, I see you all are talking about meeting with this one and meeting with the principal, but nobody ever meets with the students to find out what the student wants. And so there has to be greater dialogue with the students as well, too. Because if you want input from them, there are some things that may be blocking their advancement and their development, but you don't open up to the students to find out what they want.
That's
and so there is a lot of variables in this equation. Our end game is to produce A students. We have a policy of the Bahamas being the best in the Caribbean in both public and private school. How are we going to achieve that? It's achievable. It's doable. We got to make sure that our teachers are the best.
We had the minister this past weekend said that, and I love me some Jeffrey Lloyd. He had some sound bites that caused me to go to bed early. And one of his sound bites was that the students who were given tablets were selling the tablets. And he was very concerned about that. I said, there's some things you can't make up. Make it make sense.
Listen, there's always a way to fix that. What we believe is that every tablet has a serial code, right? When you turn that on, that has a GPS built in. So if they sell it, we could always trace those things.
I know.
And so,
okay.
I mean, for in the BDM, I mean,
You too deep, man. Come on,
we could fix those
You too
things.
deep, man.
You know, we could fix those
You too
things.
deep.
And so
the,
once,
minister, the minister don't know how many tablets they give out. How the hell he can know what the tablets are? So,
you know, we could
come
put,
on, man. That's too deep, man. You too deep.
you know, what technology is done in this day and age that nobody could steal your iPhone anymore
No.
because it has a GPS tracking.
Yes.
It has a C that is tied to you, and I could shut it down. You could ping it. You could. So if they sell it, you know who bought it,
Yeah.
and so then you could go ahead and trace it.
Yeah.
Once you turn that on, we could track it. And so every tablet given away by the Ministry of Education should have a tracking system tagged to it, so we'll know who's using it, where they're using it, when they're using it, and what they're using it for.
Listen, man. I didn't mean to go in that direction, so I just thought I would just put that on the table because I thought it was humorous more than anything else. Because one, the Ministry of Education never designed any kind of logistical platform for our students to get back online. They never designed anything that was comfortable for any parent to know that their children would have actually had the last year plus a quality education. Nothing was been in place. Sellers Taylor, good morning to you if you're listening. Nothing was in place qualitatively.
Yes.
They said that our students should have taken any kind of exams.
Mhm.
Nothing was in place. And so I just want to say straight up that you got to pray for our minister, because sometimes you go to the gym and you look at a fella with these big chests, listen to these big barbells,
Yeah.
and you say, you know something, I can lift that too.
Mhm.
And when the barbell fall on your head, you're trying to figure out, Jesus, what?
But see, Adrian, what we have done in our society is that we've used COVID-19 as we have an excuse for everything. The level of inefficiency and unproductivity has gone up 1,000% across the government sector because of COVID-19. Something that could have taken you 2 days to get now takes you 3 weeks to get. And all the blame is COVID-19. If we had leadership in this country, we would have used technology to automate everything, to make everything more efficient and effective.
No doubt. No doubt.
But what we've done is we reverted back to our laziness. Oh, we can't do that. Oh, this department closed. Oh, you
Yeah.
can't come here.
COVID only exposed who we really were.
And it just
who we've always
exposed.
been.
And so we use COVID as a crutch. To me, this is the best opportunity to make everything better. How do you automate everything? Nobody needs to go on a line to get a driver's license because we automate that system.
How did you get back
will get-
into? How did you get back into politics, man? When I saw you a couple of months ago, Charmaine. Good morning to you, my dear. Listen, I want to put the blame of this on Charmaine. I want to put the blame of this because Charmaine,
Yeah, you
I
can't
was
blame
going.
her. You
I've been
can't.
going to Cash's office, and you know this. I come by the house every now and then, and Cash is Stewart. I need him to tell me the truth today because I want to know how Cash is get back in this because according to him, you know, you can always tell when somebody itching. You can always tell when they want to scratch the itch. I go to Cash's couple
Behave yourself, Adrian. Behave yourself.
couple years ago. I go to my Cash's and tell Cash's I get locked up every day on the streets, getting marched right up on the streets. I go to my Cash's, tell Cash's, look, I need some help, man.
Mhm.
This thing getting heavy.
I said no.
Delton, the fella tell me no.
Mhm.
I getting marched right up on the streets. The man tell me no.
No, I ain't done it.
His wife is a doctor. I needed help. Patch up. Charmaine even didn't come. I getting marched right up. Cash tell me no.
Mhm.
I would go and take a look at Kelly because Kelly getting straight A's and Cash is focus on developing Cassidy and Kelly. They even ain't into no protest and no march and no Central Police Station. And
No, sir.
if you'd see Cash by Central Police Station, it looked sad yesterday. He was standing up in front of it like he just come to jail himself. I wanted to make sure Bull them didn't lock him up.
Mhm.
And good morning, Bull. Good morning to you. Morning to Walter Evans and the rest of those guys who I spoke to yesterday. Cash looked sad yesterday. All of a sudden, Cash had this itch. Tell me to call me one day. Tell me about this dream he had with Joseph. Hey, what the?
I remember that.
I don't forget nothing. I'm a talk show host. I talk everything.
I remember that.
And the fella comes and he tells me about this dream about Joseph Charmaine. That's the dream he told me. That was his cue that he's about to scratch the itch. I said to Cash this for about several months after that. The country doesn't want a party. The country wants a revolution. And I've been trying to get Cashes and all these people in one room for a long time because the country was limping. And I felt so tired. I wanted to just throw in the towel. I felt like Muhammad had punched me. And I landed on the ropes, but not on the canvas. And today, Cassius Stewart is singing the praises of his bishop, the Bahamas through the BDM. And I'm very concerned because yesterday somebody sat in the same chair you in. Mr. Producer, y'all didn't change the chair, right? That's the same chair. Micklin Seymour sat in the chair yesterday.
I bless this chair, Lord. I bless this chair.
And then Micklin sat in that chair yesterday. We didn't get the kind of answers we thought we would get, but today you sound like a prolific professor out of Bahamas 4.0. You sound like somebody, the intellectually inclined individual who people need to hear. You sound as if you got some ideas that could take the country forward. I've always believed that because for the most part, this is not our place rodeo. I believe that there's some things inside of you that was dying to come when I was trying to pull it out 2 years ago, 3 years ago, trying to pull it out.
Listen, we got to tell the story, man. Because Adrian Francis came to my office every other day. We got to do this. We got to do this. I said, nope, I am not doing it. I am not going back down that road. Adrian, I am not going back down that road. And to his credit, he nagged me. And I told him no every single time. Oh, we got to get a rent here together. We got to get this. I said, Adrian, you all go. I ain't going. I ain't doing that no more. I done. But when the Lord himself comes to you, because I said the only way I get in if the Lord himself come bother me. My God. And just as I said, he told me, go back to where I sent you. And I'm a praying man. I make no apologies for the fact of my relationship with my God. If y'all don't have a relationship with your God, that on y'all. But I make no apologies for that. I am who I am today because of my belief in my God. And he said to me, go. And I am stubbornly obedient to him. And I went. And now we are now creating a revolution. He said, we are not a political party. We are the alternative government. I said, Lord, I'm not going if you don't send me the best minds. I need the best minds. Because where our country needs to be, we cannot just pick up any old people of the street who want to run for running's sake. I ain't like them fellas who saying you ain't got to be qualified to run. Everybody has a right to run. But I will not do that to the Bahamian people by choosing anybody to put there, because if they make the mistake in winning and they can't read or write, how the heck we could put people who never read one book in their lifetime and say, you want to run for parliament, you want to run for government? I mean, while I say, hold on, the Constitution gives everybody the right to run.
And walk.
But we need the best minds to lead this country. Our national debt. I was looking at the history of the BDM 2 days ago. Adrian, when I started in 2020, the national debt was 2.4 billion. It is 9.8 billion now. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
The debt service ratio was what, 98% now? It was 30-something% then. And 35% was the threshold that we were trying to stay under. So if we keep allowing the same set of people to lead our country and people who can add value, in 5 years, our national debt will be 15 billion with a reoccurring deficit of almost $1 billion. And so our economy, our country cannot sustain that. We need the brightest minds to come forward. So I'm speaking to leaders. I don't want no politicians. Leaders, if you are a leader, and God has spoken to you because you feel the same itch, mybdm.org, sign up. mybdm.org, sign up. I need you because you have been called to lead this country. Come, let us lead this country. This is not about me. It's about all of us. In the tapestry of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, all of us are one piece, are a piece. But it can only be a beautiful tapestry if everybody is doing what they got to do. Human capital.
I made up my mind. Years ago that God didn't call me to be a politician, but He did call me to make kings. I'm a kingmaker. Somebody said, "Don't use no revolution line." Speaking to some of the thoughts. The bad part is, I have this as proof. And about a year plus ago, the Lord gave me something in a dream called "I Am the Revolution." I put that on a T-shirt, and we went through several different graphic looks, and every time we got a graphic look that wasn't the Holy Spirit said that in it, and shared it with several persons who were part of OSB until we got it right. I am the revolution. Someone saying that you shouldn't use a revolution line. You ain't gonna win. Someone says because you're better in lying, but God sent you. We already tried. Hold on.
Read stupidness, man?
Hold on. Listen. All I good with this. This is for a reason. Shh. It's for a reason. So here's why I believe that we're about to do something very special, Cassius. First of all, let me say to you, it's very refreshing. There was somebody on the air with me who espouse ideas, who have the intellectual capacity to cause not only persons at the lower end, the middle end, but also the high end to listen. I've been doing this long enough to know what I need to read. When people believe that the revolution started with them because they joined a group called the Evolution, it's okay. So it need not get personal when the truth is your statements are statements of unity. You kept saying over and over again. I keep saying it's going to take a revolution. And the reason why it's going to take a revolution because you got to understand Goliaths don't just walk away. You got to knock Goliaths down. And if you got soldiers who running away, it takes a revolution to knock him down. David was a revolutionary. And you come here in a revolutionary thought. It's necessary to expose some of this garbage sometimes because there's some people who follow blindly. Why? Because they don't understand the big picture. They've never seen the big picture.
See, what I believe, Adrian, is a lot of people who listen to talk shows really are trying to formulate opinions and thoughts. And we got to be careful how we cultivate those statements for them to formulate their opinions and thoughts. You could be on a talk show for 1 hour, talking sense. One person calling with a bunch of garbage, and that's the only thing everybody remembers. You see? And so for me, I am very careful what I say, what I speak. And when people spewing garbage, we don't have to repeat that. We know there are people out there who have their political mischief. We are trying to build a nation. We're not interested in people who are pulling down. In the revolution is everybody moving together, not tearing down.
That's what revolt means. That's what revolution means. Everything revolves around one situation.
You see,
one point.
Also, going back to that point in which we were founded as a nation, that we are founded on spiritual values. We will not move away from our spirituality. The point in which the Constitution of the Bahamas says that we must be guided by discipline, industry, unity, not tearing one another down. So that political spirit of the past, we are getting rid of. We're building the nation. We are building our country through unity. How do we all move forward, upward, onward together if we don't do that together?
Let me ask you a question then, based on what you say. Based on what you said. The political base of the PLP and also the FNM separate around 40%, 41% each. And their base centers around that thought. And so we had some interesting factions in the middle. In the middle, we have the BDM, what you call it, the DNA. Mr. Bain has the evolution now. Macklin Seymour have the righteous government movement. And what the young man named Kevin King got Kingdom something. Ali McIntosh have the commission, the Constitution Party. Brunel McKenzie have the God Party. There's another one called the Bahamas.
You get time to remember all that?
Listen,
Your brain cells were good though.
Wait, hold on. I gotta remember this.
My brain cells don't absorb all that.
So in the middle we have, oh my God, this one is it's a very special one.
My brain cells don't absorb all that. So
in the middle, Oh my God, I can't remember what the real name of this party. Anyhow. And then your boy have his own party also. Paul Rule has his own party.
We are not a political party. The Bahamas Democratic Movement is not a party.
It's a movement.
We are the alternative government.
You're the alternative government.
We are the alternative
that sounds
government.
good. That sounds good in the flow.
So don't put us in them class.
It comes off the. It comes. Listen. It comes up.
We're in the class.
Listen,
with
it comes off the tongue well. We are not a party. We're the alternative. It comes up the tongue well.
them. Mhm.
Hold on right there, man. Hold on right there. You're registered as a alternative government, or are you registered as a political party?
Yeah.
What are you registered as?
We are registered as the alternative government.
You're not registered. Come on, Castro.
Mhm.
Come on.
We are
Come
the
on.
alternative government.
Listen.
Let me tell you, the Bahamas Democratic Movement, the vehicle to be able to form the next government is us. We are putting together a leadership team. We have a leadership team.
Mhm.
When our team is announced, you will see how the government is formed. That's what we are reaching out.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
The BDM is an alternative government. Okay, so back to my context. 41-41 has been the status quo, and or 40-40. So obviously there are some things in the middle that causes for the alternative government, the BDM, to win. What attracts the status quo
Well,
to the Senate to you?
a part of the FNM's 41, the PLP's 41, the BDM is a cumulation of their parties. So in our leadership team was stalwart councillors of the PLP, meritorious council of the FNM, leadership members of the FNM and the PLP. Now, when you mix red and yellow together, you get purple. And so we, in our party, is a mixture of all their leadership teams right in the BDM. And
Okay.
so we are now targeting leaders, though, across the board. There's a generation of new leaders that you're going to see come forward in a number of days. New mindset, new people who basically don't ascribe to the FNM or the PLP, but want change, want something better. And so the FNM and the PLP has done what they could have done.
Before you go to the FNM and the PLP, sir, let me just ask you. Based on the numbers, you have the meritorious councillors and all these other people who would have been a part of those different groupings. You brought them together according to your synopsis scenario. Bringing them together, you think, has been able to formulate a mixture of both and draw the numbers from both ends? Is that what you're telling me?
We are chipping hard away at the armor. We are chipping hard away of that base that you call their base.
Yeah, you're telling me that that based on your diagnostics, based on your strategy, based on all that you're doing, and because I have to ask you the question, based on all that you're doing on the left and on the right, when the status quo individual, because I've been studying this now for almost 10 years, how to bring the system down, and then studying this for 10 years, I believe that this is the clearest moment we've ever had to do this. You're telling me then that based on the strategy you got, it makes the DNA null and void. It makes everybody else in the center null and void, so much so that everybody will be attracted to your strategy, and your strategy numbers would cause you to go over the top.
Listen, here's my strategy. Here's our strategy. In the last 20 years, I've seen the political landscape. I have never seen a stalwart councillor of the PLP broke ranks with the PLP. I've never seen that. I have never seen executive leaders in the Free National Movement broke ranks. I've never seen that. And so why all of a sudden they're breaking ranks? You see? And so what you thought you had, for the first time in my political life, I saw a big chip in the armor of the FNM, a big chip in the armor of the PLP. I can't tell you what the DNA doing. I'm not studying that. I'm not studying them. I don't know what these other people do. For me, I am focused. Okay, I'm focused on what I have to do.
And neither am I, but I know what the numbers say. The reason why there's a young man, for example, who was a stalwart councillor, a key cog in the FNM. He's running independent. There's some other boys who were key cogs. Ricardo Smith left the PLP, started his own party. My question is not about whether we study them, what their strategies are. My question is whether the numbers would make sense in the middle based on what's on the ends.
See, Adrian, we can get into the semantics all day.
No, that ain't semantics.
Hold on.
That's not semantics.
We can get into this all day. But there are people out there who won't know what I can do for the country.
No.
And so for me, I mean, this is a barroom talk. This with me and you.
No.
sit-
This is in barroom.
This hold on.
I'm asking you what the
Listen
numbers
to me.
are. I'm not, this,
I listen. I don't know what the numbers are.
Okay,
you want me to tell you? I
no.
don't know what the numbers are.
Yes,
You
yes.
don't know what the numbers are.
Yes,
You don't know what the people can vote in the next election.
yeah,
But what I'm saying is,
do you believe polls work?
poll. Let Hillary Clinton tell you about polls.
No,
All polls
these
do not work in the Bahamas.
These are the questions I'm asking.
Let me
you
explain
question.
something
The
to you.
question is this:
I
if 40-40, right? Yeah, this is my question. If 40-41 ends, right? I'm asking you: does it take a unification of the middle to ward off the end? That's really where I want to go with that.
well, if
Would it
that
take
is-
a unification in the center in order for the BDM, the DNA, all these other, I won't call them fringe without being insulting to anybody, because everybody's vision has some value. The bottom line is, does it take a unification in the middle to fight off the
No,
ends?
what it takes is vision. It takes people want somebody to believe in. But if we sit here all day round, but what the polls say, I am not a statistician.
No, I'm not
Hold on.
arguing about the polls. I'm
I
asking you
don't
questions.
know.
So,
I don't know nothing but no poll. All I know is we got to fix this country.
yeah, you and I
Right?
agree that.
I don't know what the numbers are, who got what number. All I know is I go on to knock on every door to make sure I win. But I need to tell the Bahamian people how I can do that. And so they can't decide to vote for me if we say around about who the poll is and who I can work with and they don't want to hear that. They will know that Cassius Stewart will make sure that Bahamians play at every level in the tourism industry. We have a number one industry of tourism for the last 30 years. Bahamians do not own the casinos. Hold on. Bahamians do not own the hotels.
Do you think my question to you makes sense?
Listen,
I'm only asking, do you think my
it
question
makes
to you makes
sense? But
sense?
what I'm saying is, for me, it doesn't make sense. I go down that road. What the Bahamian people want to know that
As a journalist on the radio, sir, I don't care whether you want to go down the road or not. While we're having the discussion, my job is to inform people of what the numbers are realistically. And all I'm saying to you is, if the numbers are in the center, right, would make up a control, it may be the BDM.
But you see,
Listen,
that may be
if,
true.
listen, if I
That
had
may
a
be
choice,
true.
if I had a choice, right, based on vision, I know yours.
But you may know it, but other people don't know
Yeah.
it. They
Can
sitting in their homes waiting to hear me.
Oh,
But if we run on with
no,
this
no, no,
nonsense
no, no,
all
no,
day,
no, no,
I mean,
no.
we shouldn't say nonsense. But if we run on
See,
with this, they can't hear my vision.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem I got. First of all, right? Whenever I ask a question based on what I think is a logistical question, based on the direction of a talk show, I have no problems listening to your vision, sir. That's not my issue. I'm also asking political questions based on what I believe would actually cause for direction for a whole country.
But you see, here's my problem. See, you may know me because you know me, right? What I have learned this weekend, my family members told me, Cassius, we grew up with you, we know you, but we don't know what you're doing. We don't know your vision. And so I got to use every opportunity to share my vision. And so this talk here, you could come at my house and we could talk.
No, sir. No, sir.
We can talk about this all day.
This is your host. This is a conversation on radio
But for
about what
me-
the numbers say from you.
But whilst I have
Listen,
this, whilst I have this
You
precious
and-
opportunity,
listen, you and I
see,
can talk about your vision, you know.
this is a precious
But give me-
opportunity,
but
Adrian.
give me an opportunity to
Yeah.
ask you questions.
you can answer me a question, but
Let me ask you questions.
This
Let me
is a
ask the
precious
questions.
opportunity for
And,
us to be able to say to the Bahamian
yes,
people.
the pushback cannot be that because I ask you questions.
I just say I don't know.
Yeah, you can just say you don't know.
I say I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know the
and
polls.
so I'm only asking you a question based on what the reality of the numbers are.
I don't know what the numbers are.
Guys,
For me, I don't follow the polls.
We gotta take a quick break, guys. And after the break, we're gonna continue our conversation. My friend Cassius Stewart is in studio with me, and we got a number of parties out there, and any number of parties that are out there. We ask the questions on whether or not the numbers would make sense, unless persons will unite or to fight off what is called the status quo. Everybody says system must come down. We have 20-something leaders in the center. By the way, I believe in you.
Thank you.
I believe in your vision.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak to your vision, but I got to ask the question so everybody can understand that it makes sense. Let's take a break, guys. And after the break, more from National Access. You want some tea?
Reveal where the sin sick soul shall heal. We are under
Glory 93.9 FM, the people's favorite gospel station.
Best dress, hats off, looking like I walked out of catalog. Everybody wanna know where I got it from. Catwalk, 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 boutique, where we make fashion statements. Catwalk, boutique, where we make fashion statements.
For the latest styles in women's clothing and accessories, visit Catwalk Boutique on Robinson Road East at the Helron Plaza. At Catwalk Boutique, we make fashion statements.
Ocean blue is the best in seafood. Hey, hey, fresh out the water and affordable too. Yeah. We got fish, conch, lobster, shrimp, everything you want. Ocean blue got it. Ocean blue, friendly and clean, best service you ever seen. Ocean blue is the best in seafood. Hey, fresh out the water and affordable too. Hey, Ocean blue seafood, we are here for you. Ocean blue seafood, no one else will do. Ocean Blue Seafood, located on Bernard Road. Contact us at 393-21.
Located on Carmichael Road, Divine Designs Hair Boutique is a haven for women and men looking for professional beauty services. Our state-of-the-art and contemporary equipment creates a relaxing ambiance for you to enjoy while we cater to you. Need a hairstylist? We cater to all types and textures of hair for care and styling. We even have a barber on duty. Need a nail tech? Our technicians provide a range of nail services, including the latest trends. Unwind in one of our massage chairs while you get your pedicure. With our reasonable rates, friendly staff, and over 20 years of experience, you will be in great hands. Call us at 823-1669 or 698-1025 to schedule your appointment. Wanna be pampered? Wanna be slayed? Let Divine Designs make your day.
I call it perfection. When elegance and taste make a connection. Every single dish is a taste of heaven. For your banquet or your wedding, who you getting? HD Catering. HD Catering.
Book Heaven's Delicacy Catering today with Chef Lachey Jones and experience a taste of heaven on earth. Call 533-9621.
HD Catering.
Horton's Car Rental and Auto Sales, Robinson Road and 5th Street, The Grove, is your premium choice for affordable transportation. We have reliable cars at unbelievable prices. Ask about our daily rates, starting at $50, and our weekly rates, starting as low as $280. Call us at 437-4017 or 676-3977. Horton's Car Rental, your premium choice for affordable transportation.
Stop letting these other guys run you hot while looking for ice. No need to check the food store, the gas station, conveniently located around Nassau. Cooler Ice. So for just $3 you can get a bag of ice whenever you want, or refill your 5-gallon bottle for the same $3. The ice machine is closer than you know. Cooler Ice. With locations at Arawak Key, Potter's Key Dock, Montague Boat Ramp, Superwash locations at Prince Charles, Carmichael Road, Soldier Road, Charles Saunders Highway, and 3 new locations: Superwash Nassau Street, Wolf Road, and Gibbs Corner. Cooler Ice Bahamas, fresh and ready whenever you are.
Hey, it's Bertram Obabala, and I will be reading from the Book of Glory 93.9 FM, and it reads, "For this station shall be the best gospel station."
Hi, I'm Benita Washington, and whenever I'm in the Bahamas, I'm tuned in to Glory 93.9.
This is Jay Todd, and whenever I'm in the Bahamas, I'm listening to Glory 93.9.
Boy, 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 here calamity. Boy, 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 don't want that be me. Let me get this coverage, do it once and for all. Insurance management is who I gonna call.
When calamity strikes, we're here to keep you safe and secure. With offices in Nassau, Freeport, Abacoy, Lutheran, and Exuma. Insurance management, we cover the Bahamas.
Photography at its best. Professional and quality service. Warren Grant Photography specializing in weddings, portraits, sunset images, events, and photo booth. Creating compelling images of life-changing events. Make that step today and call 242-424-5678 or email Warren_Grant251@yahoo.com or check out our website at www.warrengrantphotography.com. Facebook and Instagram, Warren Grant Photography. We change moments into memories.
Eye Candy Makeup Store is the place for all things beautiful. We are your one-stop shop for Black Opal and Flory Roberts cosmetics. And we have the largest selections of NYX in the Bahamas, from lash extensions and permanent brows to makeovers that wow. Ask about our signature fresh face look for as low as $32.25. Call us today at 326-2989 for more information. Eye Candy Makeup Store, Harbor Bay, the only place for all things beautiful.
Listen to Glory 93.9 FM, the best mix of traditional, classic, country, contemporary, and Caribbean gospel in New Providence, Bahamas. The freshest wave of glory to hit the Bahamas. This is the all-new Glory 93.9 FM, where God is glorified and the people of God edified.
We are under an open heaven, where His glory shall be revealed, where the sin-sick soul shall be.
I love this song so much. Listen. Oh!
We are under an open heaven. We are under an open heaven. We are under
my microphone.
An open heaven.
Listen, guys, welcome back to National Access. I am Adrian Francis, of course. I have in the studio with me, the great. Anytime you name Cassius, you know what that means. It's a knockout punch. It's coming from the left or from the right.
Fly like a butterfly.
Fly like a butterfly. Sting like a bee.
You can't touch what you can't see.
You can't touch what you can't see. If you knock me out, I'll invent the rope with you. That's my friend Cassius Stewart over in the corner. I was asking Cassius a couple of questions earlier. And every time, I want to thank God for Micklin Seymour. I don't think he's watching today. Micklin was on me yesterday. And that's another leader of another political group we call the Righteous Government Movement. He was here yesterday. And hey, what's happening? What's happening, Vago? I want to say good morning to all of you guys, to Dolores Francis Williams, of course, Joshua Russell, all of you guys, Vago Pratt, those of you who are watching via Facebook. Let me just say good morning to you. Those of you on the StreamYard, there are so many different mechanisms we're using this morning. I'm Chrissy Brown. Good morning to you.
Charlie.
That's one of my soldiers out of Operation Southern Bahamas, Rochelle Farrington. I just want to say good morning to all of you guys who are listening. Bertha Smith, of course, she's listening. Good morning to all of you. Annette Rule, good morning to all of you guys. Okay, can we see? There's so many things in the way. There are all kinds of, slide over just a little bit more.
Slide over some more.
No, come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we're going to have to leave him in the front of all them monstrosities. Now, your camera's off.
Yeah, right with camera. Oh, that's the camera. Okay.
Okay, now we don't have nothing except water. Okay. Now we got something in. Yeah, I just want Cassius. I want Cassius on. I want Cassius. When people say the pressure Cassius under, he was under so much pressure just now.
Me?
Fly like a butterfly, sing like a bee.
You can't touch, but you can't see.
So he was
he was under some pressure just now. Guys, welcome back to National Active Radio. Those of you who are in radio listen land, let me just say good morning to all of you. I have two Cash is called for backup. Cash is called for backup. I'm very disappointed in you, Cash. I'm very disappointed.
Actually, I called from backup from last night.
And the weird part is this, right?
He's late. We should fine him for coming late.
Guys, Charlie Kemp. Listen, you got to be my backup in this situation, Brother Delton, because there's no way on earth. I think he's good now. He's good now.
Sure?
Yeah, he's good now. Yeah, he's good now. Delton, nobody has ever called for backup. Come on, man. Guys, Cassius Stewart pulled one on me. Then we went to break. All of a sudden, I walked in to get some tea for the young man. And came back in studio. Charles Kemp was in studio. I said, what the
No, this is a surprise. I want to surprise him.
Call for backup. I was asking her questions about the numbers, and I was talking to a young man, Anthony Ramming, who was running independent in the Golden Gates constituency. We were going over some polling numbers and polling division numbers in that constituency and several others. And Operation Southern Bahamas, guys, we have no horse in the race except there are some friends I have who are running. I don't believe in the BDM. I don't believe in the FNM. I don't believe in the PLP. I believe in people who are qualified to run my country. I don't believe in slogans, and I don't believe in rhythms. I believe in people who have quality understanding of how our country should be ran. I listen to Cassius Stewart because I really believe he has something to say. I believe he has something to say, but when I asked a question about the numbers in the middle, it's not an offensive question. It's a question really about the reality of what the numbers are on the ground. And there's no doubt in my mind. I was talking to a friend yesterday who is potentially running in Abaco. And there are several places running in North Abaco. And I looked at the numbers in North Abaco to find exactly how best it can work. And in terms of the numbers and where people are loyally, basically, in different polling divisions. And so those are the reasons why I asked the questions, whether or not you showed up yesterday, Cassius Stewart, to the charging of Arinti Komalafi, who is the leader of the DNA. And you saw the different groupings that came out yesterday because there was nothing about color yesterday.
Yeah.
There was nothing about parties yesterday. What happened to Arinti Komalafi was a national disgrace. And it should have never happened, but it was also a good thing for her because she gained no traction on the ground. Let's be honest. There was no traction in the DNA game that said that they were any kind of leading to it force or governing everything. They had made no traction. And so for the most part, it could have very easily be a popularity contest yesterday. A lot of people showing up and doing selfies. When the truth is, that was a monumental moment to send to this country. Yeah. That what happened to her. Thank you, Loretta Butler Turner. One of my favorite politicians in the world is Laurie Turner. Laurie Butler Turner.
Laurie, I love you.
I love you to pieces. Listen, Loretta Butler Turner is one of my favorite human beings on earth. No doubt she's my friend.
Laurie is my gardening partner. All right? We exchange plants.
Yeah, when you lose election, you just go to gardening.
Listen.
Every time they lose, they start gardening.
That's the best thing in the world.
She's
the best thing in the world.
I love her.
Thing in the world.
Mr. Turner, blessings to you. And then, of course, Glennis Hannah Martin showed up.
I love that woman too, Glennis.
Boy, she's a real politician, boy.
She has a heart for the people.
Glennis
is perhaps one of the most realist, genuine persons.
Yeah.
And so for me, I have a relationship with many people across the political.
I would love to see you, Glennis, Loretta.
Oh, listen, I'd love to see that too.
You, Glennis, Loretta, Komalafi.
Can you put that in tongues for me, please?
Coming right now the Honda. Listen, I would love to see all you all in one grouping. Can you imagine a group led by persons who could solve problems?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And I'm not making this up. When I ask you for the numbers in the middle, it's because I'm trying to figure out how best you take down a system without deferring to the system itself.
Yes.
Knowing that the numbers in the middle, once unified, with a qualified vision. You talk about Andres several years ago. Before I was going to Andres every day, because my Grammy from Andres, Kong Sound. But you had a vision for Andres that blew my mind.
Beautiful.
This young man had some,
Yeah, from that time.
and you had a video of it.
I see it. I see it. Listen, Andres is the future of the Bahamas.
Say it one more time.
Andres is the future of the Bahamas. From Andres will come the city of knowledge. The University of the Bahamas will be able to educate people from all over the world. On the beaches of North Andres, we'll have our dormitories, 30,000 students. We will engage United Nations to have the first diplomatic training center in Andres, where diplomats from all over the world will come to learn protocol in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Andres will be the future of the Bahamas. From Andres will come the School of Agriculture, where we will grow crops and become self-sufficient.
And aquaculture.
The School of Technology, the School of Business, the School of Engineering. The Bahamas will become the beacon of knowledge for the region. And so I guarantee you, mark my words, when that Chinese man say, what do you want to do in Andres? That wake my spirit up. I say, buddy, no. Andres will become the future bound. But Andres will be built by Bahamians.
Man, listen,
by Bahamians.
I went to Andrews, and I spent a lot of time in Andrews. And good morning, Randy Butler and Lorona Butler.
Yes.
They're my soldiers up in Andrews, and when I go to Andrews, I stay with them. And I got my own room in Andrews on the beach, and I got a prayer room.
I got my own room too, Randy. To make sure my room there too.
You need to pray that in tongues. But guys, let me introduce to the show. Charles Kemp, of course. I got a problem with Charles Kemp. And I don't want to say it on the radio, but I got a problem with Charlie Kemp. And I went by to seek Charles Kemp the other day. He ran away without telling me he was going away. And I was very disappointed to talk to him from another country. Shame in my game.
Yeah, man. You got to keep moving.
Charles is my friend. Listen, my mother don't like me to call people my friends. Cassius and Charles are my friends. And Charles Kemp is a young man who I spend a lot of time with. When it's time for me to bounce a scripture of somebody, or he won't bounce a scripture of me. But Cassius and I do it too. But when it's time for us to try to peel back a revelation, that's what Charles and I do. We go back and we look at the Word of God and we try to figure out what God is saying in particular situations. Listen, first of all, welcome to National. I don't think you've ever been on radio with me.
No, I have not, my friend. I've listened to your show many times, but never been actually on the air with you.
Leaders are coming.
This is more
Leaders are coming. And you got to announce him properly. He's Dr. Charles Kemp.
Dr. Charles Kemp?
Yes.
I don't know if you want to call Charles a doctor. I won't call Charmaine a doctor because I know for certain.
Oh, that's funny.
Listen, man. We have two of the best young men in the studio in our country right now. Cassius mentioned Andrews. I believe the election is going to go through Abaco. I'm going to make this clear why it's going to go through Abaco. I do believe that the greatest travesty in our country's history, Dorian, took place, the greatest logistical nightmare took place with Hurricane Dorian. We still can't figure where all the money going when it came to Dorian. So there are some major things that has to happen. I represent the revolution. These guys represent Parliament. I represent how to break down the system. And I'm asking the questions today. Charles, what makes you want to get involved? You're a tremendous businessman. Yeah. What makes you want to get involved in politics?
Boy, Adrian, I've been sitting on this now for a few years, actually, right? Just back and forth in my mind, praying and talking to God about it. And at some point in my life, I knew it would happen. I just didn't know when. And I think now more than ever, I feel more strongly about it, only because I see and experience the need within myself as a citizen. What could happen, what could possibly happen in this country. Being a business, you travel all around the world, right? I travel all around the world. So I get to see what's out there and what I come back home to. And there's nowhere in the world what's out there compared to where I've traveled that we couldn't do or be surpassed some years. We like 20 years behind the 8 ball, as far as the country, technology and experience, and even our people. So right now, what we need is a leadership, which I think the BDM actually represents. It brings forward a leadership that's actually going to take our country to where I think you and I see growing up. We came up with a ministry like Bible Study ministry. There's no way to come up with a ministry like that. You don't have vision. It's in all of us. So it's in all of us to play a part in growing our own country. And if it ain't me, then who? So I put myself forward. I think I have a lot to offer, especially being in business.
I do believe that Charles Kemp. I know him visionarily, and I know him as a young man who I think brings something to the table. I can't speak to his political desires outside, but I know him as a young man who desires to see the Bahamas in a business scenario. Jesus, it's just amazing to me, man, that what young business people go through in this country.
Oh yeah.
They try to get this country back on par. So we were talking about numbers earlier. We were talking about how to cause policy, because every time we talk about vision, we're talking policy. The question I was asking Cash just earlier was not policy, and I think it's always misconstrued. We're talking now politics. Politics leads to policy. If you can't get elected, it's still only a policy.
Exactly.
It's still only if you cannot get elected, the numbers have to cause you to get elected or selected. Because I want to see the dream you got come to pass. Strategically, how are we going to make that happen? How does that happen? And so we could have all the dreams in the world. A dream without an alarm clock is a sleeping, lazy human being. Who dreams without an alarm clock? You have to know when to wake up. Simply.
Well, you see, Adrian, I believe the BDM.
By the way, I believe you had an alarm clock.
Oh yeah,
it just happened a few months ago, but you had an alarm clock.
My alarm clock worked. But a policy of number one. I want Bahamians to believe with me that the Bahamas could be number one in everything. Number one in the region in everything.
I love it.
How do we be number one in education? Right now we have a national average of a D. D. A, B, C, D. That means not dumb, but dumb. How do we transform that to an A? We got to expect nothing but excellence from our people in everything we do. We want to be the cleanest country in the region. We've been rowing that we don't want no oil drill because it could spill in our waters and kill our marine life. But then we still throw trash all over the country. I mean, how do we justify that? When you drive Shirley Street, East Street, Bay Street, everything dirty, but you worrying about oil spilling in this. You understand? You got to look at the small things. The cleanest country in the region. We don't throw trash on our streets. Everything we do with excellence. Because we believe in discipline, Adrian. Penn and them gave us the paper of the preamble. We got to now engrave those words in the hearts of every Bahamian. We live, eat, drink, discipline, industry, unity, loyalty, abiding respect for Christian value and the rule of law. These are the words that we live by. Those are our guiding principles. In order for us to be great, we got to live discipline. In order for us to be number one in education, health. How can we have the number one healthcare in the region? How? Dream with me. We can make it happen. Our hospitals we already have some of the finest doctors ever made. We got to make sure, give them the tools. We can't jam them up in a hospital that was built in the 50s that can only accommodate 50 people, but we get 300,000 people. We got to build proper facilities.
We have 450 young men and women studying medicine right now.
And ain't no place for them to go.
I find it amazing, and I love Jeff Lloyd because there was a stipend or a stimulus given to kids who are young men and women who are studying medicine. Whether in the West Indies, and when the administration came in, these kids were locked out of classes because for some reason the minister said that there were too many persons studying a particular discipline in medicine. And I'm saying to myself, first of all, my students are locked out of the University of the West Indies because the government decided not to give them their bursary. And I'm sitting in Parliament this day when Jeff Lloyd was giving out his when he espoused his thoughts on why these kids are locked out. And because I know the region very well, I've traveled through the region. The Bahamas has looked at us as a cream of the crop. Our children are sitting outside, can't get in class because they ain't got the tuition.
Yeah.
And I said, what in the world is going on? So he says we have to cut the amount of students studying medicine. So I said to Minister Lloyd, and anybody who listens to my shows would know that I said, what you need to do, rather than buying a hotel for $65 million, convert all the hotels into hospitals and make Grand Bahama the medical capital of the Western Hemisphere. You got 450 kids studying medicine. Cancer Society of America trying to figure out how they can be Cancer Society of the world. Everybody going to Russia to get real health care, which is way too far. The medical capital of the Western Hemisphere. You pay $65 million for a hotel, which you could convert, where they could therapy on the beach. All the top athletes in the world can now come to Grand Bahama. And so I laid out this plan so you could just give my students
An opportunity.
an opportunity. And so someone says to me, "You always dreaming."
That's how you build the world.
That's
how you build the world. You dream.
You have to dream.
But it's now time for us to wake up. We are wake. Listen, Adrian. In the BDM, we talked about, we had tourism as number one, right? But we talked about how do we now implement what we call edutourism by making sure that we build the city of knowledge, where the people can come to the Bahamas to learn. But we also talk about health tourism. Right now, the baby boomers are now old. We can have one of the best senior hospice care in the region. That is an industry that Bahamians can get into, taking care of seniors, people who want to make sure that their parents live the rest of their life in comfort and in luxury. Build senior cares throughout the Bahamas. This is where we need to be we got to begin to think. We got to cause Bahamians to think. The next leader of this country got to inspire ingenuity and creativity in the hearts of Bahamians. That's the only way we're going to build this country. And so, edutourism, health tourism, all these things are a part of what we want to do. But when you look at where we are in terms of health, right, we are deficient. Right now, after 47 years, my father had a need to get a biopsy. We had to send that off to the States. By the time it come back, the man was dead. Why? Why after 47 years, we don't have the facilities to be able to diagnose problems right here in the Bahamas? Why? Tell me why.
Listen.
Somebody tell me why.
You in the healthcare business, your wife is in the healthcare business, Charles is partly in the healthcare business. We just got Dr. Dwayne Sands, who I consider one of the greatest Bahamians around because of the skill set that he has. He's a heart physician, very, very, very good at what he does. And I make no bones about it. He's one of the Shawnee Millers of our culture. And I'd like to give people their props. If you ever look in Dwayne Sands' phone, Dwayne Sands would have been on a plane crash and the plane split in two. He survived that. If you survive something of that nature, I tell this story often because I really love the story. If you could survive a plane crash and then be a cardio specialist, obviously God saved your life for a reason.
Exactly.
But I say that to say, for the most part, if you got all these persons who are in the healthcare business, you have how do you create students who could create their own vaccine if need be? Your own vaccine.
You understand?
You got to go borrow 20,000 vaccine or get a gift for 20,000
Adrian?
vaccine from India, AstraZeneca. That's actually being threatened in Europe and everywhere else in the world.
You understand?
But you got students, children, or you got young men and women who could create their own vaccine, who could create their own. Dr. Dwayne Sands lost his job for hustling Schwab's. You hustling Schwab. How could a heart specialist lose his job because he hustling Schwab's? And now you come back to stick me with 20,000 hustled vaccine? 20,000, would you hustle?
Adrian, let me explain something to you, right? We have not even begun to touch the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the human capital. We need to create the best scientists. In fact, we have some of the best scientists, but they don't live here.
Gilbert Morris, I love you, Gilbert Morris. Thank you so much for being a friend.
We have some of the best scientists, but they don't live here. You know where they live? One of the top astronauts and from NASA, Bahamian. They don't live here.
No, man.
They're all there. We need to create an environment where Bahamians are now, the diaspora comes home.
Hold on.
You understand? We need to tell the diaspora, come home.
Listen, Operations Urban Bahamas, to create the Bahamas that Bahamians will begin to enjoy. On a nation where the diaspora could return.
The diaspora.
That's the mission statement of Operations Urban Bahamas.
But you got to understand, Adrian, they ain't coming home under this administration because there's nothing for them.
Listen, you and I agree with that. Obviously, Vision draws people back. Vision sends people out. But vision that sends people out can also be the vision that draws them home.
For example, okay, let's look at Canada, right? Canada is trying to get the best minds from around the world to come to their country. Why? Because they know they have to belong.
That's right.
A matter of fact, Trump had a similar thought. You can't bring in people who don't have no education, people who have no vision. They'll come into your country, I build your country. You need to find the best people. The same people who we have. I have a friend, Kevin Stoll. Hey, Kevin.
All our friends.
Is the first Bahamian that I know of with a doctor's and a master's degree in physics. He came back to the Bahamas after university to try to get a job. You know what they tell him?
Too smart, man.
Too smart. Exactly. He went back where he could be appreciated. Come on, man.
Went back to Houston.
Yes, that's people you want to come back into your country. Who could build your country?
Cassius says it. Someone says, Cassius, Ted Curry says, good morning, gentlemen. You all are not tackling illiteracy, crime, unemployment, starvation. All are more pertinent and significant challenge that we must deal with now. The challenge I have with that, Ted Curry, is this. First of all, I don't know if I agree, simply because I do believe that we have a...
That's what we've been talking about all morning?
Yeah, we have an unemployment problem. But we don't have an unemployment problem in the context that we have an unemployment problem. We have an unemployment problem, we don't have a vision problem.
Yeah, I mean...
If you don't see jobs...
If you can't transfer the mind of your people to see and appreciate themselves, then you will have crime.
Raise that bike up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You gotta transform. You gotta have a leadership that actually can transform the mind of the people. From starting it, don't throw paper on the ground. Start from there.
Discipline.
And that works on
Discipline.
the human. That works on the human mind.
Discipline.
But you don't worry about somebody breaking in your house, somebody trying to do something wrong.
Discipline.
Exactly. Discipline.
Everything goes back to discipline. You talk about literacy. How do you be number one? If you want the best, you got to expect the best. But as a people, we got to be disciplined. It takes discipline to read a book. It is hard work. Listen, let me tell you something. I appreciate my children, right? And I want to just send a shout out. They go to Queens College. When my kids were in grade 3, Adrian, they read more books in grade 3 from grade preschool to grade 3 than I read from grade 1 to grade 12.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, they had read up to 100 books in grade 3. And so the point I'm trying to make is that discipline, if you want to be the best, it takes hard work. Sean A. Miller, you see all these people, they work hard to be the best. For me to be able to sit here, I've read more than 1,000 books in my life, and I'm still reading, right? And so for me to be able to...
You read 1,000, over 1,000?
I mean, that's just probably it. I've read the Bible 28 times. I'm reading it again this year. And so for me, in order for me to be able to be the best...
I love reading.
I got to continually make myself better. How do I come on here to be able to talk for 2 hours and have something to say if I've never read a book in my life? I've studied countries.
But God will speak to you sometimes where you ain't got to read no book. That's what I found out yesterday.
No, listen, he does it all the time. But for me, I want to be the best. But I want all Bahamians to understand that if you want to be the best, you got to make yourself better. That has to be a part of the dialogue. Discipline in education, discipline in what we eat, discipline in how we consume food, discipline in what we do.
I put it to you that
discipline.
Most of the people who walk the halls of our parliament, for the most part, have never read our constitution.
Never read a constitution. Never read it.
Most of the people who don't on the halls of our parliament,
listen,
in terms of reading books on leadership, I've never read books on leadership.
Listen, we're a Christian nation, and most people never read the Bible.
All of man. Listen, buddy, you'll ask him, Kobe Bryant, what does it take to do what you're doing? He said 350. He said 350 what?
Shots a day.
350 shots a day. He said, what? 350 shots a day. He said, when I fall short of 350, it's because I've done 400. So can you imagine?
Before he died, he's up to 2,000.
I was talking to, I was in Russia, having a conversation with Usain Bolt in the mix zone. And I said to him, I said, listen, I said, you got Gatlin this weekend. I said, boy, you know, he's on his game. And he looked at me, he said, Francis, PB. I said, what you mean? He said, PB. Personal best. Tell him be that. when he beat my personal best, I'll be really afraid.
Yeah.
That's a different level conversation. If he could beat my personal best, you're talking about discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline is when you go after your personal best on a daily basis. What challenges you to be better tomorrow than you were yesterday?
Yes. Exactly.
PB, personal best.
See, the problem with us, Adrian, is that we match ourselves against other people who are failing.
My God.
And then we look good. But if you match yourself to what you could do, then you realize how far you fall.
My God.
You see, we got to expect more from Bahamians. As a leader, I want to encourage everybody to be on top of their game, whether you're in the public sector, the private sector, wherever you are. Because in order for this country to be the best, we got to demand the best. In the banks, the best service. In the Ministry of Education, the best service. In the Ministry of Health, the best service. Those nurses, we got to constantly retrain them so that they could always give their best. The Bahamas will be a country, nothing but excellence. And no matter where you go, excellence across the board.
How do you bring
That's what I want for this country. That's what I believe for this country.
Think like this constantly, where you're having this dialogue with persons who want to. I saw they put Kamala Harris and a group of persons on the stage, and they had a primary. And in the primary, they decided, based on ideas, who would represent the Democratic Party. In a primary, they tried to figure out, as the incumbent Donald Trump and Pence, how does this work? And your people come to radio. They believe that they have the capacity and the potential to become prime minister. And one of the things the Lord been teaching me recently is God always keeps his promise. He cannot fulfill your potential. He keeps his promise. His promise doesn't move. But your potential is always processed.
That's life on you, right?
It's on you.
Yeah.
The burden of fulfilling the potential is on you.
Yep.
And so you find out when you ask questions where people are in the process of maximizing their discipline, maximize the potential. Joseph could have given up a long time ago. Joseph asked one question. Please, my digress. Joseph only asked one question. When his brothers came, introduced himself to him, he was crying. They say he cried so loud, you could hear the scream throughout the whole palace. Joseph asked one question to his brothers. Doth my father yet live?
He knew the answer.
Doth my father yet live? And the question that Joseph asked was so pertinent to his success in the future. Doth my father yet live? If God says to you that your father is going to bow before you, the only thing that's important in the end is not whether my father is living or dead, but whether my God kept his promise. Because if his father was dead, then his God is a liar. Right. Then why in the world did I have to go in the pit, go to prison, be accused of rape? Why in the world do I have to go through all of that if my father's dead? God keeps his promise, but he can't fulfill our potential. A lot of people come and sit in front of me and say to me, God, tell them they can be prime minister. And the potential don't line up with the promise.
God never told me that.
The potential don't line up with the promise. If the potential don't line up with the promise, you can always tell the discipline in the process. There's some people who believe that you show up and God will give you a position you're not qualified for. Go try, get one book and read it.
Hey, hallelujah.
Go and get one book and read it.
No, I'm serious. I mean,
I'm tired of foolishness.
Adrian, you got people out there who offering themselves. And like I said, everybody got a right to. But you got to you got to bring something to the table. I always speak of Miss Emmanuel this way, right? She does not represent the FNM when she's in Parliament. She's a Bahamian.
That's right.
And so if she embarrasses herself, she embarrasses all of us. So we have to make sure that whoever sits in the halls of Parliament can articulate, enunciate, pronunciate, be able to bring forward ideas, because it's all of us that are exposed. And that's why we got to make sure that we have a nation of intelligentsia. See, you don't judge the quality of your nation by how much money you have, You judge the quality of your nation by how many PhDs you produce, how many master's degrees you produce, what coming out of those schools. That's how you judge our nation. But we always looking at material things, money. Our per capita is this and so on, 38,000. We are successful. How do you be successful and you're the dumbest in the region? We got to make sure we are the best.
That is crazy, because you used the term earlier, and that I think interesting, Charles, is the term dumb down. We've dumbed down our society. Obama asked a question a few years ago: when did it become popular to not be smart?
You understand?
And it's amazing a D. I mean, we go above and beyond, taking the House of Parliament to justify the D.
It's a D.
It's ridiculous. A D is a D.
There's no other way to say it. It's a D. It ain't good.
Dead.
And so this is what, see, Adrian, this is why we have to expect more from leadership. Because we have not only dumbed it down in the schools, we've dumbed it down in the parliament. You could do anything. Anybody could go to parliament.
That's frightening.
No!
That is frightening.
Lee Kuan Yew said in his book From First World to Third World.
When you start quoting Lee Kuan Yew, you caught me up to sit in my chair.
Let me tell you something. He said we have to be strategically designed by who we allow in this parliament. He said even if the opposition put forth somebody that we believe is not qualified, we will oppose that.
My God.
Because whoever's elected, remember that the House of Assembly is made up of the opposition and the government.
Right.
So the government is made up of both of them. So you'll be in the opposition and you win, and you can't bring nothing to the table. You still represent the government. So whoever sits in the parliament must be qualified.
My God.
We need the best behemoths to come. If you are listening to me, right? And I know you guys are listening to me. You are leaders. You know you're a leader. Come, join us. We cannot, Adrian, I got to stand up for this. Yeah, I almost stand up. Listen, I'm saying this because I believe this. In the 5th century, and I've been saying this every show I go on, the Roman Empire, which represent the majesty of technology, history, literature, art, poetry, the best military might the world has ever seen. But the Roman Empire fell
My God.
in the 5th century to the hands of the barbarians.
My God.
Under an inexperienced leader called Romulus.
Go show good about it. You
Right?
better go ahead.
Listen to me. The Bahamas will fall. Will we allow the Bahamas fall to the hands of the barbarians? When Rome fell, Rome went into the Dark Ages. The entire Europe went into the Dark Ages for 600 years. There has been no advancement of technology, no advancement of literature. There was no advancement of military might. None. For 600 years, we call it the Dark Ages in history. It wasn't until the Renaissance period, the Renaissance period, we had an emergence of art and culture. But the Bahamas is right there at the door. The barbarians are knocking. The barbarians are knocking. The vultures are flying around. The hyenas, they smell blood in the water. We cannot let our country fall to the hands of the barbarians.
Listen,
we need leaders.
We've done this, and I tell you, Cassius, your message is so clear in the thoughts. I'm considered xenophobic because of the way nothing travels like culture. We've allowed some cultures into this country that have denigrated our society, made our inner city into dumps, and we've decided not to do anything about it. Made it my business to ensure that the culture that has traveled does not become a part of what I believe. And I just decided a long time ago that I'm going to stand between the porch and the altar, and I'm going to scream aloud with my trumpet that is not the Bahamas that God showed me. That is not the Bahamas that Miles Monroe taught me. That is not the Bahamas that I'm going to sit back and just allow it to be denigrated. In 1967, we fought for majority rule. In 2021, we have to fight to remain behemoths.
Yep.
And we have to now decide on where we want our country to go. I am very, very disturbed, Charles, that people believe that you could just put 39 people on a ballot and call themselves a party.
Mm-hmm.
That disturbs me.
That disturbs me greatly.
That disturbs me.
That disturbs me.
And I want to make everybody known to me. I don't think I'm smarter than everybody. I just believe that I'm called before many people. I don't exist on radio to try to make myself this or that. I do this thing naturally. Mm-hmm. If you ever see me do a 2-hour show every single night, there's never a piece of paper in front of me. This is 45 years of training. I don't just show up. I'm been built for this moment. The question that we have right now in our country is where are we going to take this? And we have a very narrow window. We got one shot at this. Yes. And I believe the shot is now.
Yep.
And I listen to Cassius, I listen to Charles, I listen to people who come in front of me. And sometimes I'm called rude because I'm not prepared to sit down and let people talk foolish in front of me.
Yeah.
I ask hard questions. I ask questions because I need it to make sense for me. Yeah. And if it doesn't make sense, I say, the Holy Spirit told me, do not patronize the unauthorized just to be recognized. I live like that. Do not patronize the unauthorized just to be recognized. I don't demand quality from people who are not qualified. And so I don't play with this. I don't play with it. I don't need nobody to pat me on my back to tell me I'm doing a good job. More people pat you on your back, they're trying to find your hip to kick you in. And so I don't need all of that. I asked the question because I believe my country is on the brink. The question is, what do we do?
Yes.
And how do we turn this thing around? Visionarily, how do we turn it around? How do we turn it around today? I'm not talking about tomorrow. Next is now. Our economy is sinking. Our young people are failing. They're dying on the streets every single day. A child got shot in his head, 10 years old. Shot in his, and nobody moved. Nobody moved. Can they move from home? Nobody moved. We got people who are following people, calling it. Oh, I know the name of the party I was trying to remember. Bahamas Utopia. What the? Ugh.
Bahamas good.
Got a whole party called Bahamas Utopia.
Bahamas good feeling.
Can you imagine naming a political party Bahamas Utopia?
Listen.
Something is wrong.
Adrian.
Oh, God.
Adrian, they all smell blood in the water.
Yeah.
The vultures, the hyenas, they all smell it.
The barbarians.
The problem is the barbarians. The problem is the leaders are quiet. Yo, let me explain something to you. All y'all out there who are professional class and all who work hard to make themselves better, to build homes, to secure their family. If y'all don't get your act together and decide to get
You can
active,
lose it. You can lose
you
it.
can lose everything you have.
You're going to lose it.
What scares me every time I go make a deposit to the bank, it says, "Are you depositing this in B dollars?" And I said, "Oh God," because that B dollar will mean nothing if we allow the barbarians to win. If we allow the barbarians to take over. We need to put sensible people in parliament, people who understand economies of scale and understand balance of trade and understand how to move this economy, move people. And so we cannot afford. I've worked too hard on my life and my family to let the barbarians take over. We have to call leaders forward. If you are a leader, go to mybdm.org. If you feel the call, go to mybdm.org. Sign up. Give me a call. Let me know that you want to be a part of the team. We need leaders. Leaders. Let's go.
mybdm.org, guys. You hear that? I've invited some persons here on the show who I believe at the end of the day, now those of you who want to, again, promote your companies through this mechanism, through this conduit, this channel, I believe that if you're going to get in parliament, you got to come sit in front of me. Because if you don't come, and I believe you ain't worth it, I can tell them from this panel anyhow. You might as well come sit and let me ask you the question. But you also have an opportunity to come and sit back, advertise. If you're running in a particular constituency, we give you an opportunity to run your ads. We give you an opportunity also to come on the show and let's talk. Everybody's listening. I'm looking. Everybody's listening. When I left the studio yesterday, I felt bad because so many people called me and said to me, "Listen, someone just sent me a text message just now. Good morning, Adrian. Whoever come on your show have to be very strong. LOL." It's because I think people know that that
you're among the intelligence. you asking. Our media. Our media has been lazy, and we allow a lot of people to get a free pass. You cannot allow people to get a free pass in the media. You got to be an investigative journalism. You got to be able to ask people hard questions. There are people who have done some bad things in their life, and they won't run. Really, really bad things.
Yeah.
But, the media don't get down on them and beat them up. You got to say, "Listen, buddy, you ain't qualified. Drop out the race." That goes for people in the PLP, the FDM. And if we in the BDM do the same thing, come at us. Make sure that, listen.
I'm very concerned about some people who run it.
I am concerned. And we have Adrian, our candidates committee is meeting. I stood before the candidates.
Okay, Austin.
I stood before the candidates committee last night, right? I am the leader of the party, and I had to be vetted. I had to go through the same process that all the candidates went through because I said to them that if I don't pass the mustard, make sure I am not ratified.
Let me tell you what I believe has to happen, Charles. Right? A man wants to lead. He must have a map, mission, assignment, and priority. But more than anything else, I would like to see some men who are running, who love their families so much that they wouldn't cheat on their wives. That they are not. There's no separation of their personal life and their public life.
Exactly.
I would like to see some men of integrity who could govern and manage their penis. Not allow power to introduce them to sexuality. out of context. I would like to see some men run who can manage their homes properly, who are prepared to show that they love their wives more than they love their party, more than they love their job. I would like to see some children come on shows and say things like, I want my daddy to be prime minister because my daddy is the example of what I want my husband to look like. I want to see some men who show up because their lives are, I'm not interested in parliament, but I'm also interested in my life being so publicly exposed that if I'm doing something that's against what I believe my values are, my character is, expose me. Expose me. Because we need parliament to look like home. No, not all homes. We want parliament to look like homes. We want men of integrity, men of God, not shouting Jesus in parliament. We want men of God based on lifestyle. We have to be very, very clear about the standard of a leader. That's why I'm in love with you and your wife and Cassius and Charmaine, and I'm very, 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 I'm serious about this. I believe that it's easier to choose a leader because of his articulation. Miles Monroe, who I consider one of the men who mentored me and all three of us here. Because Miles mentored so many people after he died. I don't even know who some of the people are.
Everybody's a mentor.
Yeah. Miles Monroe was a better husband and a father than he was a preacher. He was a better husband and a father than he was a preacher.
No doubt.
Shotzi, Ruth Ann, the love of his life, and his children. He loved them more than revelation knowledge. You also want to go to Parliament now?
Adrian.
You still, can you manage your penis?
Adrian.
Can you manage your lifestyle? Can you manage your home?
Let me tell you what else we need.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you what else we need. You said you're looking for men who can manage themselves. We just need to build men in this country who got penis. Our country, over the last 30 years, we've been building strong women. I've been a part of the United Nations. I was a goodwill ambassador to the UN. And a part of that, I've been a part of the ICPD conference on population development, female genital mutilation, empowerment of women, poverty alleviation in women. And I've been all over the world. I've been to the UN on several occasions, addressed the United Nations Assembly on how we can empower young girls and boys. It was never the boys, but it was always the young girls. 30 years later, 20 years later, we have created an army of warrior women. In the BDM, we have an army of warrior women. The problem is, we don't see that same warrior spirit in our men. We need to create a class of men who are warriors. We need to build men in this country because there's a deficiency in men over women. You know, people say about the leadership of this country. Who can lead this country? Can women lead this country? Of course women can lead this country. And so really and truly, the women in this country are strong. And so, Adrian, we as the fathers have to build boys now. We got to be their fathers. We got to affirm them as men. Us who are responsible, us who are leaders, we got to build a generation of boys that could be able to listen, add value to this country. And that is also my passion.
Guys, listen, I want to thank Cassius Stewart, also Charles Kemp. Charlie, I got to bring you here by yourself because Cassius go talk you.
Yeah, I let him go.
Yeah.
Man, don't let me do that, man.
Listen, man, guys, two valuable young men here in our country. Again, your party platform, you can actually begin this show and also Michelle Malcolm show. We're doing something called double play and triple play, where you can actually begin to promote your party, promote your process. We're going to be doing some debates here on Fridays, and so please prepare yourself. Don't come sit here think there's some kind of a kumbaya. If you come sit here, you can get what you get. Listen, open heaven, guys. Thank you so much. Tomorrow is Spiritual Wednesday. I look forward to tomorrow. See who else coming on tomorrow. One of them preacher politicians. Love y'all. Appreciate you guys. And tell them till tomorrow morning by the grace of God. National Access this evening. Blessings to everybody. Thank you so much, Charlie. Thank you, Cassius. Blessings to everybody.
Shower down, Lord, rain on me, oh.